caught that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called a correction. Miss Sheba. Sheba the beautiful. The beautiful, and I'm not talking about me, but yes, me too, darling. Yes. The beautiful Sheba. She is she is a American Staffordshire Terrier. Okay, she's an Amstaff. Okay, yes, the beautiful Sheba, and also my birthday gift. And I just finished making a video, but it would be 3 hours long and uploading because I'm apparently in YouTube jail because YouTube does not recognize a wonderful thing when they see it, of course. Obviously, that's the only conclusion to come to. So, unfortunately, because of their defect, I am undeservingly in YouTube jail. So when I make a long video, it takes forever because they don't really want it to be up. It takes forever to upload. Okay. So, but I don't have 3 hours of my life to watch. This is just too cute. I don't have 3 hours of my life. My birthday present. I don't have 3 hours of my life to devote to just uploading. Okay, I actually have a life, especially in the summer. And so that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I figured out reshoot, and this is that. Okay, so I had made, now what was that 3 hour, next to me, it was a 1 hour video, but it would take 3 hours to upload. So what was it about? It was about a dream I had that, I don't know why I had this dream, and I don't know if the dream is accurate, but I had a dream last night in regards to an epiphany about my dog Gucci, and that Gucci suffers from sibling or companion syndrome. And there was potentially another dog in Gucci's life in his formidable first year of his life. And I was trying to think, because I don't necessarily remember another dog being there. But I suppose it's possible that because I've had several dogs and many times they overlap one another, okay? And so it's possible that my dream was right, that there was another dog in Gucci's life. And you may be thinking, so what is this sibling syndrome and why is that pertinent? Like, why is it important? Well, the reason why it's important is because Gucci, if you've seen my other thing about Gucci, my other video about Gucci, he's not mentally stable. He is a feral pit bull. He loves his family. But even sometimes, like with us, he's still scared and stuff like that. We don't know how long we will have him earthside. We don't know if maybe we'll have to put him down eventually or whatever. But for now, we are committed to giving him an excellent quality of life while he is with us as a feral pit bull. Okay. But the dream seemed to be indicating that there was indeed, in fact, another dog in Gucci's life. I cannot verify that. And that he does suffer from sibling syndrome. That he was hiding. He was developmentally hiding. I'm coining a new dog behavioral term. Gucci was developmentally hiding behind this dog. But because I've had an unskilled eye, and because it is very easy to happen, extremely easy to happen, when you have an impressionable little puppy, I didn't see it. And so the dream was saying that that's what really happened with Gucci. And that's why he has the problems that he has. And so I tested the theory, but I actually started yesterday because I moved some things around to accommodate for Sheba. Okay? What you have to do when you invite someone that you love, that's you're going to be having a baby or taking a wife or bride or adopting a child or anything or getting a pet, like my beautiful Sheba, okay? My Nubian Sheba, okay? So beautiful, so black, I love it. She's so strikingly pretty, like me. Nonetheless, like, oh wow, you're not humble. Like, oh wow, you're not married to me, so I guess it's not your problem, right? No, I still love you, right? I love y'all. And you're right, that's not a humble statement, but I am humble, but just that was not, obviously. Okay, so we can agree on that. Nonetheless, moving on, because I'm not going to apologize. Personality. Okay, so when you pray for a spouse, also remember God knows the personality. So trust God. Because your spouse will have a personality. Okay, so that's basically what it indicated. So I went ahead to test the theory because I did move some things around to accommodate for Sheba naturally, okay, because we love her and we want her to flow in this house, okay, be in this house and flow in this house with us as a family member. And so upon doing that, I put Denim, I co-joined kennels, Denim's kennel right next to co-joined Gucci's kennel. And the dream seems to be held up by this. It doesn't prove the dream. I cannot even confirm it or not because my memory is not serving me well. This is a bizarre phenomenon. I cannot explain it, but the dream is pegging this situation, this whole situation, as developmental hiding, sibling syndrome. He should have been just him. He hid developmentally behind another dog. I could not see that. He needed that one-on-one time. That was not given. So therefore now I have what I have. And I don't know. I don't know if the dream is telling the truth or not. You know, I just don't know. But it seems to be. So typically, so I went ahead to make accommodation for Sheba, and I placed Gucci in another room away from me. And typically that makes him fall apart. When I noticed as I co-joined his kennel and restored a companion to him that he has not fallen apart. This dog is not exhibiting the cues, the behaviors, and the regressions that he typically does when he is outside of his comfort zone. This is indicating that the dream could be telling the truth in this bizarre situation. So, I've decided that that is his crutch for as long as I have him, because he is an excellent candidate for termination, for being put down, for health and safety, reasons. For his as well as everybody else's, as well as ours. But nonetheless, he's so likable. But nonetheless, I'm committed to giving him what he needs, what he truly needs while he is earthside. And so part of that is an excellent quality of life. And this ministry will never stop doing. Healing is God's gospel. God is the healer. But what happens when God does not heal? When God does not heal, He expects us to operate with kindness, compassion, and common sense and wisdom. Practical things. So Denim is currently serving as, and Denim is a Shar-Pei. We don't even know if we're going to keep her. But Denim is serving as his therapy dog. I said that. Denim is currently acting as Gucci's therapy service animal. And she's seeming to be extremely effective. So essentially, I went back in time, not really, but kind of. And I'm restoring the companion that he seems to genuinely need for his mental health issues. Until such time as we put him down, rehome him, which is not very likely, because that would be a monumental feat, because he is not safe, or put him down. I may have said that already. But until then, she is being an excellent medicine, and she is all natural. And she doesn't even know that that's what she's doing. She's just, in her mind, she's just doing her, actually. And he's just sitting beside her. But in his mind, that is his best friend, and and that's his companion, right? And so I'm going to keep it this way because anything else seems spiteful, and we know spite is not a nice thing to be. I will never stop pushing healing, but when God does not heal, and God sometimes delays healing, so God could heal Gucci. Yes, God heals animals too. God could heal Gucci, but if God does not heal Gucci, He expects me to use wisdom and practical common sense. And one way to do that is to not kick this dog's crutches out from under him when he clearly needs them. Eyeglasses, wheelchair, crutches are all tools, but people don't like to think of a crutch. They don't like to think of something that is prescribed because it is actually needed by another being. And he genuinely needs her. It's genuine, okay? Dogs don't fake. Dogs don't make things up. He doesn't even know what the word prescription means, but he needs her as his prescription. So until one or both are put down, which I highly doubt anyone would put Denim down, until they're rehome or something like that, for as long as they're earthside, for as long as it makes sense, for as long as it's free, they will be. That is how it should be. That is the ethical way, the only ethical way moving forward. And they will sit side by side next to each other, where she is able to provide him the therapy by simply being herself and being in his presence that he genuinely needs for his mental health issues. And I will not change that because it's just too practical and it makes too much sense, and doing so just seems mean-spirited, like kicking his crutches out from under him when he clearly needs these crutches. He needs her as a crutch. So I also wanted to say, right, that it can be terribly lonely when you have a complicated, complex problem, and you're not able to find duplicates. You're not able to find duplicates and triplicates. You're not able to find other people who have the same problem where you can get resources and stuff and read into it and ponder it and try to find solutions. Hopefully this is helpful to you, because this is something that I don't even know, frankly, to be honest. Being a little pushy. That's the breed. The breed. Right, she's a sweetheart. And even she been a little bit pushy. Cause that's the breed. Don't get a pity if you don't want that, madam, sir. Be a little bit pushy, okay? Confident and a little bit pushy and presumptuous, okay? But nonetheless, if you were having a similar issue, I said in that hour-long video, and it doesn't need to be an hour, okay, that you need to really be finding people who will love to talk to you and be very intrigued about your problem with your dog, and would love to observe you with them and love to help you get to the bottom of it. It helps to have an excellent breeder. That comes at a high price. I will not talk to you about necessarily how much that could cost, but regardless, you still don't want to be miserable. No matter how much money your dog or puppy costs, you don't want to be miserable. You don't want them to be miserable. So you want this village. You definitely want it before moving forward. I just wanted to say, it looks like my prescription for my dog is another dog. That is not always the case. But from this dream and from what everything is looking like, it's like another dog is his prescription. So I just wanted to share that because it can be so lonely when you feel like no one is even addressing the problem that you seem to have, okay? Please do not move forward with that, because that's a lot of responsibility without getting your village first of people who perhaps even can rescue you out of it if that is not the best solution. People say once you adopt, and in a perfect world, I would say yes. Ideally, I agree with that. But no, if it's terrible for the dog and it's terrible for you and it's terrible for the community, it's just terrible, and we need to resolve this and get a better situation for everybody involved, okay? So no, that's not the case. Okay, just two bad decisions doesn't cancel out the first bad decision. Okay. I don't know why people think that two bad decisions automatically equal a good decision, but no, two bad decisions are just two bad decisions, okay, made in succession. It doesn't automatically translate to a good decision because you stick with the first initial bad decision that you made, okay? So, no, just because you make a choice doesn't mean you are stuck with it for life. Neither would that puppy necessarily want to be stuck with you for life if it's the wrong puppy and it's the wrong dog and it's the wrong situation. So, I just want you to feel encouraged, and you're not alone. There are other people experiencing the same problem. My dream kind of pegged it as sibling syndrome, companion syndrome. In this case, it's looking like Gucci has got himself a therapy pet, okay, at least while he's earthside. So that might be a consideration. I don't even remember. It is very bizarre. I don't remember if there was another dog in Gucci's life. I've had so many dogs. But can you remember if your dog had another dog in its formidable first year? If that's the case, your dog might be having puppy sibling syndrome, companion syndrome. Yeah. And you might have to go back in time in certain cases with your village and restore the crutches to your dog.